I met Robin Williams, and I didn't know I met Robin Williams.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Shut up.
Crazy. I did a show at the Improv Friday night. And afterwards, me and Joey were hanging out, and you know the upper area where you can eat?
Yeah.
We were hanging out and taking pictures. So there's a line to get up there to take pictures. So this guy's in the line. He gets up to me, and he's talking to me. He's complimenting me, saying these nice things about the show. It was fearless and all. He was very complimentary. And I was really thankful. I was like, wow, thank you. Thank you very much. And then I realized, holy shit, you're Robin Williams.
Wait, you realize in the middle of him telling you
In
these?
the middle of him talking to me, I didn't know it was Robin Williams. He had a beard. He had a white beard on. He had glasses on and a baseball hat.
Oh, so he just looked like some old dude.
He just looked like some dude. Yeah, just some guy with a beard. But he was very nice. But his voice threw me off. And then I realized, because he was being kind of soft-spoken, there was a lot of people around.
Yeah.
And he was trying to fly under the radar. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, I'm talking to Robin Williams.
Wait, how crazy is that he came down to meet you?
It was awesome. When I've only had a couple times where something like that has happened where it really kind of freaked me out. One of them was Gene Simmons came to our New Year's show.
Really?
Yeah. And
he's a dick.
He was a great.
I fucking hate him.
He was bad to you?
Oh, he's a fucking cunt to me.
Really?
Really bad.
What happened?
Like top 5 worst experiences with a celebrity.
Holy shit. What happened?
We were doing the X show, and we were going to interview him, and I told the producers, I was like, I fucking am the biggest Kiss fan. I grew up. Like any Halloween from the first 10 years of my life, I was one of the fucking guys from Kiss. Fucking talent show. I dressed up in my mom's leotard, her gayest belt possible, 2 bike chains and a Kiss thing, and just jammed out to party all night long. Just for fucking 3 minutes, just jammed out, like air guitared it. Fucking loved Kiss. Literally loved Kiss. And
so what happened?
And so then I tell them that, and they go, great. We'll set up the interview. This is going to be a fucking cakewalk. The only other time I did that to the show was when Slash was there. So I was like, I love fucking Slash. And I got along great with Slash. We ended up drinking in my fucking whatchamacallit. So then he shows up.
Drinking in my fucking whatchamacallit.
In my green room. So my dressing room. So fucking Gene Simmons shows up, and I go up to, he's in the room. I got to do the pre-interview, so I go to his dressing room. I knock on the door, and they open it. And I said, Mr. Simmons, my name's Bert. I'm the host of the show. I'll be doing the interview. And he just puts his finger in front of my face, and he goes, no. And I went, what? And he goes, not now. And he shut the door in my face. I went, okay. I go, clearly it's early in the morning. Maybe he's not a morning guy. That's fine. I'm going to give him his time to have his coffee or whatever. And then before I go out on stage, I'll do my pre-interview while he's going through makeup. So he's doing his makeup, and I come in, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Come in, and I go, Mr. Simmons, my name's Bert. I'll be doing the interview. And he goes, didn't I tell you not to speak? And I went, okay. And then he looked at someone, and he goes, is he interviewing me? I don't want him to interview me. And I went, oh, fuck. Like, what did I do? So then I leave, and then Mark Cronin comes in, and he goes, listen, Gene doesn't want a guy to interview him. He wants Daphne, the girl. He wants Daphne to interview him. I go, Daphne doesn't know shit about Kiss. I go, this is my hero. I can't be on. He goes, I'll tell you what. I will let you can be on the couch, and you can just kind of hang out in the interview, and you can jump in as much as possible. But Daphne's going to run the interview. Gene would rather Daphne run it. And I went, okay. So I go out, I sit on the couch, I don't say a word. Now I'm being respectful. I'm like, all right, clearly whatever it is, maybe at the end I can just tell him what a big fan of Kiss I am. So I sit on the couch, Daphne does the interview, I jump in here and there, it's totally comfortable, totally cool. We cut for commercial, and everyone that works on the show has headsets on. And we're mic'd, we can hear everyone. And Daphne says, Gene, the reason Bert's out here is he was the biggest Kiss fan growing up. And Gene goes, really? And she goes, yeah, he dressed as Gene Simmons. He dressed as you for Halloween. And I go, yeah, as a matter of fact. And he looks at me, he goes, shut up. I'm talking to her. And I went, but you're talking about me. And he goes, turn around. And I went, now I go to turn around, and I see everyone that's working on the floor of the X show literally turn, because they're all headsets in. They turn and look as I'm turning around. They're like, oh my God. So I turn around, and Daphne's just like appalled. And then all of a sudden, Cronin comes out of the room, and he goes, "You know what? I think we got it all in the first one." And Gene's like, "I need to talk about my doll that I'm selling." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll bring it up later." And he goes, "But I have a lot of products I'm trying to sell." He's like, "We got it. Thank you, Mr. Simmons." And Gene gets up and leaves, and I was like, "What a fucking cunt!"
Wow.
And I fucking, to the day I die, I will fucking slam his name. I've never been treated worse, and I've never treated anyone even an eighth. I'm not granted, I'm not Gene Simmons. I don't get hassled all the fucking time by every rock fan ever. But like Jim Norton had a horrible story with him when he first met him.
He did?
Yeah, Jim had a horrible story. Craig Gass has a horrible story. Everyone has a horrible story. And then if you can help him, like obviously Opie and Anthony's is a huge show, and Gene realized that he needed to have little Jimmy on his side. I don't know what it is, but Jimmy now had a good experience with him, and they're friends. So, but I fucking hated that guy.
Wow.
That sucks to hear that.
It sucks because I was like such a big fan. You know, you meet Slash, and Slash is literally like the coolest fucking guy. Sit down on the couch. I go, "Hey man, how you doing?" He goes, "Not good. My wife kicked me out last night." I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, and he was like, "And I can't find
I
any
just
booze."
hear those words and I'm like, oh, if I heard that from Slash, I'd be like, dude, we're drinking.
I said to him, I go, "I got booze in my green room," and he goes, "Stands up, let's go." And we walk right in my green room with 2 XO glasses and start drinking.
That's awesome.
And then he says, and then he gets done the show. This is Slash. He goes, looks at me and he's like, what's your schedule for the rest of the day? And I'm like, and I had that girl, remember that girl I dated with cerebral palsy? She was there, and I was like, nothing. He goes, because I got to fly to Europe in a few hours, but I wouldn't mind having another drink. So we go to my green room and just keep drinking until his car takes him. I was like, what a fucking great dude.
That's hilarious.
Oh, let me tell you what sucks, man. My poisonous snakes had an earthquake. You know, like just a fucking, he's an awesome fucking guy. And then you cut to Gene Simmons, like Joe Montana, amazing. Fucking, do you remember, who was the Nigerian Nightmare? He was a football player.
I don't know anything
This is
about
my
football.
favorite. The guy's name, if you type in the Nigerian Nightmare, Brian, you'll come up with his name. He was a fucking beast. They took him out of Africa, put him in the backfield for the Chiefs.
And he was nice too? Is that
and
what
he
you're gonna
was
say?
a monster, right? So but he didn't, his English was always
Christian Okoye.
Okoye. He's huge. He's like fucking 6'6", 350. So I tell him, I go,
Jesus.
so we do the interview, and everyone wants to take pictures. And I go, oh, I want one too, but I want one with just me and you shirtless in my green room. And so everyone laughs, and he doesn't laugh. He doesn't get it. He's like, oh, and I was like, okay. So everyone laughs. We leave. I'm walking to my green room. All of a sudden, he's behind me, and he goes, "Let's take picture now, shirtless in your green room." And I was like,
Uh-oh.
I go, oh, I'm kidding. And then he goes, "I got you, funny boy." I was like, I thought I was getting fucking ass raped.
Can you imagine? How long do you think you could fight him off?
I wouldn't
6'6",
fight him
350?
off. Ooh.
You wouldn't fight him off at all?
No,
You just let it happen?
Yeah, I'd be like, let me just blow you.
Turtle up. Just turtle up.
I was
and
asking
take
the
it.
audiences this week, what would you rather? Okay?
I finish in your mouth, Bert.
What would you rather? Okay. This is my genius bit of material I was working on this week. Suck a dude's dick for 15 minutes.
Right.
Like the whole time up until climax, and then you get to pass it off, or be the dude that sucks it for that 15 seconds and just take a
Bert,
load in the mouth.
You know we just landed on Mars? You know we just landed on Mars, Bert? We just have a
Wait, what was the
a
other one?
Mars rover, flew through fucking space for 8 months, landed on Mars.
Or
You're like,
take
would you
a load.
rather